I am your gracious host, Mr. Bobby Shades, and this is Bridging Fears. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, coming in hot, more of a rant. Let's go. Family, you ever have somebody coming into a position, new boss, only 2 days in, but they're going to do all this and do all that. They're going to save the institution. They're coming in hot, ruffling feathers. Instead of walking around and surveying the land, instead of walking around and viewing what is, they're coming in hot. Why? You know why, family? Because they got caught up in the Jedi mind trick. Because they were told about various, people of their level, managers. More than likely. So they have this preconceived notion. And they're going to do all this, and they're going to do all that, and they're going to do all this. Let me tell you something. What they don't realize is that the whole institution, not the department, the whole institution needs to be overhauled. The whole thing. We are a standalone facility where I work. We have contractual agreements with other institutions, but we are not merged. And most institutions in the field that I'm in, they have merged just to survive. But my institution, they didn't. I always said, if you want to become successful in something, unethically, and do it openly, legal, kind of sort of illegal, go into politics and certain other fields. Let's keep it like that. You can play in the piggy bank and nobody will be the wiser. Unless you blatant with it, unless you're really blatant with it. Matter of fact, in my institution, 15, 20 plus years, the powers that be played in the piggy bank. And they stole $46 billion. They played in the piggy bank. So then they brought in a gentleman from another institution. And he called him Darth Vader. Never saw him. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? Never saw the dude. And he did massive changes across the board. Massive. Cut this, cut that, cut. I mean, they had a $250,000. They had a $250,000 car insurance bill each month because they put like 1 million cars on an insurance. That's how gangster they were. But let me bring this back. But yeah, family, this is more of a rant. But you ever have that individual, you're working at a place and they bring in somebody new and they coming in hot? Instead of just serving, instead of wanting to work with your people and get to know each person, you're going to come in and you'll be 2 days in. You're coming in hot. That makes 0 sense to me. 0 sense. Survey the land. Look at who's around. Look at, who does what. Don't get me wrong, family. There's always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. But you come in hot, you start ruffling feathers. Don't get me wrong. People are going to look for excuses for, like, why they have to come and do that. They're going to look for excuses of why this has to be done and why that has to be done and why this and that. And I get that. But, again, changes sometimes brings a disposition of weariness and where people are like, I don't know about this. But then afterwards, a real good manager, a real good director, a real good associate director or whatever, a real good person. Those changes, you start to see the light. You're like, oh wow, yeah, this does work. This is good. That happened with another individual. They brought this outsider. He's from another state. Used to fly him in. He came in on a Monday. He left on a Thursday. He came back Sunday to start working Monday. And he's going to do this. He's going to do that. Do this. I'm not saying that some changes were not done well. And they paid his rent because they had him up in an apartment And I think they paid like $7,000 a month, the institution. 3 years, he was gone. Bye. And again, always room for improvement, but don't come in hot. Survey the land. Bring your expertise without bringing your balls. And if you're going to come with the balls, then come with, well, this needs to be done, and it benefits everyone, but not so that you can pat yourself on the back and you got rid of that person and got rid of that person and cut that person. There was a gentleman, his name was Al Dunlap. I think Albert Dunlap. I read his book. It was called Chainsaw Al. And he was known as an individual that came in to institutions and $100 million, $200 million, $500 million. And he would shake it up. He would shake up the institution. He would get rid of this. He would move that. You know, people who were there for 30, 40 years, gotta go. And he got rid of a lot of people. He was indicted some years back for stealing, pilfering, I think that's the correct word, hundreds of millions of dollars from these institutions. Pilfering. Now see, he had an agenda. He was a thief. But sometimes when you're brought in, know why you're brought in. If you're brought in for your expertise, my sister, for example, she's an expert in her field. She has moved in different, okay, dude, why are you not moving? She has moved in different institutions that she has brought, and I'm not being biased because she's my sister, I say it for what it is, that she has brought a wealth of knowledge and experience that she has heralded. When she can walk in and her bonus for just walking in is a couple $1,000, says a lot. Incredibly beautiful young lady, incredibly smart young lady, with a wealth of knowledge, comes in, you know, shakes it up. The CEO of a particular institution that she's at, I think he lives in Switzerland or something. Come work over here. That's how she is coming. Not with this guns a-blazing attitude, but more, let's try this, let's implement that. Nobody has to get fired. She even has, like, every few months in where she takes the staff, I think a department or two, and they go to a water park ride. You know, it's indoor, part of it is outdoor, and just to have a free day to chill and just have fun and go back and be kids, as opposed to being an adult all day long. That's what she does. Incredibly smart young woman. With accolades, that she's humble about it. She's very humble. She doesn't show it off. But she's beyond great at her task. That's how one should come in. But guns a-blazing and, you know, with an attitude and, you know, I'm gonna do, come on now. You don't need all that. You know what's funny? We're gonna talk about color. I remember hearing this. I do believe that it is true. Maybe in the white culture too. But you want to shake shit up in a department or whatever? Get a black woman with an attitude. That's kind of sad to say, because they know she's gonna crack that whip. And again, nothing wrong in certain institutions that need to be riled up, but many times over, it doesn't have to go in that direction. I remember watching once on 2020 a gentleman that was brought in, and he became the CEO or the was he the CEO or was he the president? I think he was the CEO. This man brought a wealth of knowledge, but he brought in a kindness and a humbleness to his staff, to the whole institution, and got to know 3,000 plus, 4,000 plus people. Got to know each person. Got to know them, got to speak to them, got to, you know, hey, this, that, and the third. the company was in trouble financially, and he asked every one of them, could you take like a 1 week, no pay, just 1 week? And everybody willingly gave. Everybody, because that's the type of man, that's the type of boss, that's the type of leader that he was. Everybody gave willingly, openly, open arms. Sure, we got you. We got you. No problem. We got you. Without hesitation, without nothing. Dude, make this light. Make this light. Make the, you stink. I was gonna curse out everybody and their mother. Woo! And they willingly gave. They willingly gave. And I remember when he was being interviewed and he talked about the culture, and he says, you gotta try with people. You just don't come in like that. And he started crying. My man started to cry because he was so vested, humble in his heart to help his company. That's a leader. When you're willing to give up your time, your pay, and talk to your peoples at home, be like, listen, it's gonna be a little tight, but you know what? He got us. So now we got him. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's a true boss. Anyway, family, that's all I have for you today. More of a rant today. But question, have you guys ever come across something like that? Anyway, whatever you do, family, say it loud and proud. And again, whatever you do as well, do it with conviction, do it with integrity, have fun, do it with a smile on your face. Be like, yeah. Be like, what? Yeah. And let us give thanks and praise that we are 6 feet above ground and not below, and that those in our inner circle are in the same vein. Family, my BFS, my Bridging Fears family, whatever you do today, stay lovely, stay sexy. But most of all, family, I'm silly as hell today. Stay safe. Streets are hot. Summer's coming. It's getting warm out there. Streets are hot. We'll talk, family. Talk to you later. Take care.